Hello all, welcome to the program Know Your Government by Ekam IAS, an initiative where we pick up a government scheme, analyze it and is followed by a question which is in line with the UPSC pattern. Today we will look into a scheme which is known as the Stand Up India scheme. Now, the Stand Up India scheme was launched in the year 2015 and one of the key objective of this scheme is to promote entrepreneurship at the grassroots level. Promote entrepreneurship so that more people would have an avenue wherein which they can create jobs for themselves as well as for other people. The Stand Up India scheme launched to coincide with the celebration of the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Bhim Rao Ambedkar. So, this was launched to coincide with the birthday of Sri Ambedkar. Now, the scheme seeks to leverage the institutional credit structures. For what? To reach out to the underserved sector of people. So, the underserved section of people, for them, enabling the credit giving scheme or credit giving mechanisms to them. Especially those people who are part of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and women entrepreneurs. So, to enable the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and women entrepreneurs to come into the mode of entrepreneurship is one of the key idea of the scheme of Stand Up India. Now, these are some of the features pertaining to the scheme. First one is the idea of something which is known as a composite loan. Under composite loan, what they would do is both for the working capital as well as for the total expenses. Expenses like the plant, machinery, etc., which are all for the long-term investment as well. For those both aspects, the loan would be provided. So, the loan which would be including the element of working capital as well, apart from the major chunk of investment, is the idea of something which is known as a composite loan. Second thing in which the scheme would give to the beneficiaries are something which is known as a debit card, that is the RuPay card for the withdrawal of the working capital amount. Then you would have a credit history of the borrowers would be assessed under the scheme, so that to ensure that they are having good track record of repayment of loans. Then there's a refinance window, and that is facilitated through the SIDBI. SIDBI means Small Industries Development Bank of India, and close to 10,000 crore is affiliated or is allocated back for this refinancement mode, which is done under the Startup India scheme, which is done through the SIDBI. Then creation of a corpus of rupees 5,000 crore for credit guarantee through NCGTC. So, ensuring that the credit is always available to people, a credit guarantee mechanism is facilitated through National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company. Then, hand-holding support as well as a web portal. Hand-holding support means all those new entrepreneurs who are coming into their respective field of business would be supported in terms of how could they do the business effectively, how could they do the business properly, so that they are well trained upon the methodologies to be followed is the idea of hand-holding, as well as a dedicated web portal is also designed under the scheme. Then, the major objective of Stand Up India scheme is to facilitate banks to give loans for this section of people whom we have discussed about between the amount of rupees 10 lakh to 100 lakh or rupees 10 lakh to 1 crore. When the standard commercialized banks are going to give loans to people, it is their responsibility to ensure that under this section, there is at least one scheduled caste or scheduled tribe borrower. There is at least one scheduled caste or scheduled tribe borrower and at least one woman borrower, and that money which the bank is going to give to or give as loan to them should be used to set up a greenfield enterprise. Greenfield enterprise means setting up of a new enterprise right from scratch. You would have heard about both greenfield as well as brownfield projects. Brownfield projects are something where in which you are already leveraging upon the existing mechanism, whereas starting something from scratch is the idea of greenfield project, and loans are given under Stand Up India scheme for greenfield projects. Then This enterprise may be in manufacturing, servicing or the trading sector. Manufacturing, services or trading sector. To start up the new entrepreneurs or to come up with new institutions is the idea of Stand Up India scheme. That is manufacturing, services and the trading sector. Suppose in case wherein which the new institution is to be started up with the partnership of multiple people, at least 51% of the shareholding and controlling stake should be held by either an SC/ST or a woman entrepreneur. In case of partnership also, the majority of share, at least 51% of the share should be held by people belonging to this category as we have discussed now. Then, the Stand Up India portal provides a digital platform based on three pillars to the people. One is for hand-holding support, that is to ensure that they are able to do their business, what will be the right methodologies, etc. is been communicated to them. Then providing information on financing, how could they would get enough finance to facilitate and to run their business is the second part. And third one is regarding the credit guarantee part. So three key pillars is, one is hand-holding support, providing information on financing, and also to ensure that the credit facility is a guaranteed one and credit facility is available to these people, especially for people from the SC/ST and from the women entrepreneurs. Then, the scheme covers all branches of scheduled commercial banks, and the people can access these loans. They can access the financial part through three modes. One is they could go to the bank, directly from the bank they could apply and ask for the benefits under the Startup India scheme. One. Second thing is through SIDBI's Stand Up India portal. There is an exclusive portal designed by SIDBI and SIDBI is taking care of it, and it is through that portal also is the second mode wherein which the amount could be given to people, as well as is through the lead district manager. In the organizational framework of the scheme, there is a title which is known as a lead district manager who is taking care about the schemes operation from a district level. So it is through either these three modes people should be able to get the benefits. Now, next thing is once a person is entering his details into the scheme, he would be classified into one among us, either a ready borrower or a trainee borrower. Ready borrower are those kind of people who already have the expertise in the kind of business which they are going to put up into, so that they don't need any further kind of training part and they could straight away go on with doing their business. Whereas trainee borrowers are those people who are new into this venture and they would need a hand-holding mechanisms as well. So, depending upon their experience part, the borrowers are basically classified into two. One is a ready borrower and other one is a trainee borrower. Then, SIDBI and NABARD are stand-up connect centers. SIDBI and NABARD act as the stand-up connect centers. That is the institutional mechanisms wherein which is going to facilitate this one would be something which is also stand-up connect center, and the offices of SIDBI as well as the NABARD will be doing the same role. Then, the loan shall be a composite loan. We have already told that is a term loan plus the working capital amount is also involved in this one. It is expected to cover 75% of the project cost and rate of interest will be the lowest applicable rate of the bank. 75% of the project cost is what is going to be covered under this one. That is, the key catch is that at least 10% of the total project cost should be the amount which should be invested by the person who is going to venture into that business. 10% is what he needs to put up into. Rest of the amount can be either from the state subsidies or from the state interventions, as well as the remaining amount from the from the scheme of Stand Up India. Then, provision for grievance redressal is facilitated in the portal to ensure that there is a proper grievance redressal mechanism to ensure the processes are done in an effective manner. That is also facilitated under this portal. The repayment period is not to exceed 7 years and with a maximum moratorium period of 18 months. So maximum or the repayment period that is been put up in this Stand Up India scheme is around 7 years, and maximum extension which you can get is something which is known for a period of 18 months more. Then if you look at the entire Stand Up India ecosystem, this is how in general it would look like. You would have different bank branches facilitating the loan giving mechanisms to the people, and that will be all be informed to the lead district manager. You have already seen that the centers of connect centers of SIDBI as well as connect centers of NABARD would be acting upon, and they would also parallelly work with other agencies who are in or other agencies or institutions who are helping people in terms of achieving their goal of entrepreneurship, like rural self-employment training institutes, again playing a role in terms of hand-holding people, vocational training centers, MSME development institutions, district industry centers, skilling centers, women entrepreneurial associations, Dalit Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, etc. So all those aiding agencies or institutes which is playing a role in enabling people to start up with the entrepreneurship opportunities are also coming up under the Stand Up India ecosystem. I'll repeat it once more. Rural self-employment training institutes, vocational training centers, MSME development institutions, state SC/ST development and financial corporations or industry associations, then district industry centers, Dalit Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, skilling centers as well as women entrepreneurial associations. Now, these are the role which is specifically done by SIDBI and NABARD respectively. As we have seen that SIDBI and NABARD would be acting as connect centers, whereas SIDBI would play a role to operate and maintain the Stand Up India web portal that has been done by SIDBI, arrange for hand-holding support for trainee borrowers. We have heard about the category known as trainee borrowers. So for those people, the hand-holding support would be taken care by SIDBI, liaise with banks for following up in potential cases through the lead district manager, then coordinate with the LDM for easing the bottlenecks if at all there are any in the system implementation, and participate in stand-up events organized by NABARD. The two key activities is one is arrange for hand-holding support for the trainee borrowers as well as to operate and maintain a Stand-Up India web portal is what the SIDBI does. Whereas the activities which is done by NABARD would include training of trainers, LDMs, bank officers for Stand-Up India, etc. So for all those officers who are in charge of Stand-Up India, their training would be done by NABARD. Then arrange for hand-holding support for trainee borrowers, the same role which has been overlapping with SIDBI. Then liaise with banks for follow-up in potential cases through the LDMs, again liaising up with banks, almost the similar role performed by SIDBI. Coordinate with LDM for easing the bottlenecks, similar role performed by SIDBI, as well as organize events, organization of events as frequently as necessary, and at least once in each quarter for experience sharing is done by SIDBI. So two key things which NABARD does, which the SIDBI is not doing, is one is training of trainers, LDM, bank officers for standing up of events, as well as then organizational events to be organized is the activity which has been done by NABARD, which is not overlapping with SIDBI. Rest of the activities there is a mutual common overlap as well. So that is the crux of the scheme of Stand Up India, and we will now look into a question which is pertaining to Stand Up India. Which of the board, with reference to Stand Up India, which of the following statements given below is or are correct? The first statement is, objective of Stand Up India scheme is to facilitate bank loans between 1 lakh to 10 lakh inclusive of working capital component for setting up any new enterprises. Setting up of new enterprises is true, inclusion of working capital component is true, but the amount is not between 1 lakh to 10 lakh, it is between 10 lakh to 100 lakh or 10 lakh to 1 crore, which is making the first statement wrong. First statement wrong means A is wrong as well as C is wrong. Then the remaining option is either B or D. Now, the second statement is SIDBI and NABARD act as stand-up connect centers, and we know that this is a correct fact which has been given. So the second statement is true. So and that would drill down as to the option as option B, 2 only. So that is it. Thank you so much.